everyone, Denise here from Sewlimitless, and in today's video I'm going to talk about the hats that I recently made. This is a project I've been wanting to do for a while, so let's get started. So first of all, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are returning, if you're new here, then hi, my name is Denise and I like to talk about all things sewing. So this one, the first hat that I made, I used McCall's 8212, and it's actually a dress pattern here for this one here, and it does include this hat. So I chose this one because I thought it might be really easy, and it was. Now I had some fabric that I had purchased at Joann's probably 3 years ago, and I believe it was Women's History Month, and it says Girl Power on it. So that was just a fun fabric to use. I did this hat, and once I made it, obviously I'm going to show you pictures, but once I made it I understood why she's got it rolled back, because it is really big and you can't see if you've got it in your face. So once I made it, I have like some pins, like brooches that I could put on there if I wanted to really keep it out of my face. It's actually not that bad. The goal of making this hat was to have something to wear outside when I'm doing my gardening, that kind of thing. So I wanted something fun, why not? And yeah, I chose this pattern for that project. These are good fabric stash busting projects. So that was a fun one, really easy. The only thing that you really have to have some patience with is when you're making the brim, the wide, very wide brim, is you're stitching around, I believe all the seam allowances for the hat are 1/2 inch, and you're stitching around the entire brim until you get to the center, all the way around several times. It's several, I don't know, 8 rows, 10 rows, something like that. So it does take a little bit of patience to do that. You're holding down the 2 layers of fabric. I used fusible interfacing. I think what they tell you, I don't believe the instructions talk about fusible interfacing. I used fusible because that's what I had. So that worked out fine. But yeah, it just requires a little bit of patience in order to do all that stitching in the circle, but easy to do. I did do what I think is a fun little detail. You're supposed to put some kind of binding, I think, or something. I used this elastic, fold over elastic that I've had for years and I just wanted to get rid of. So it says live, live, live. I just thought that was cute, and I used that on the inside instead of the regular binding that you're supposed to use. The bucket hat is another project that I wanted to do, and bucket hats have been in fashion, in style for years. So I'd never made one. What I did is I used Simplicity 9368, that's this pattern here, and I used this one here, View B. Now she's got it in like a corduroy or a wool, it's showing here, but I used a different cotton fabric. The fabric that I had for this one was Black History Month fabric, and I used some more of the Girl Power fabric for the lining. The great thing about this is it ends up being reversible, which it doesn't actually tell you in the instructions and the lining, or in the instructions or on the pattern anywhere, but it is a reversible hat, which is fantastic because you end up with 2 different looks depending on the fabric that you use. So that was fun, and like I said, it's a great way to use up some fabric scraps that you may have. Just a fun project and fun to wear. So that one was fantastic to do. So this one here, this was a fun project, and actually both of these were very quick. I was able to make both of them in an afternoon. So not the same afternoon, but I was able to set aside some time and put them both together in a day, basically, let's say that. There's not a lot of pieces. It's a quick project to put together. And it's actually a great beginner project too, which I never really thought about, but it's pretty simple to do. So you might want to keep that in mind. If you have pattern stash and some extra fabric, good project to do as well. So I had previously bought some other patterns that I'm going to show you these. Some of you may have some of these patterns yourself, and one of these does show the sun hat. This is Vogue 7600. This is an old pattern. I'm not sure when this one came out. 2002. So this one here. Now I was going to do this one, but this one also is another option. But I actually figured that the McCall's pattern might be a little bit easier, and that's honestly why I chose that one. But this one is another good option if you've got that one. Here's another one, a Butterick 3328, that has different winter hats and a bucket hat also. This is another good pattern. And I also have this one, Butterick 4204, also different spring summer type hats, bucket hats. So some fun projects that you might want to tackle at some point. But yeah, one of the things that I wanted to do this year in particular with my sewing is to sort of challenge myself to do some projects that I've been wanting to do and just never bothered to get done. So that is why I decided to go ahead and do the hats. I'm glad I did. Now that I know how easy it is to do that, I can make more, and so I'm glad I got that project done. But yeah, it's a fun, quick project to do, and who doesn't want that? I mean, why not? So anyway, if you have any questions or comments about these patterns or the project, hat making, that kind of thing, I'm no expert hat maker. I've made 2 hats. So that is the extent of it. But if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Also hit the like button. I thank you all for watching. I appreciate your time. Take care, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.